I'm here, Catechus. Calm down. Here we go. Hello, folksicles. How are you doing? 9 o'clock, Sunday night, UK time. Time for the live show. I need to switch on my links. How are we doing? Right, you know the drill. Shout up in the comments if you are here. Let's see who's here. I will open the links to the questions and we'll start getting some questions in. Right. There we go. Perfect. All done. Clicky clicky. And we're there. No, I missed the railway modelling show. There's been a railway modelling show. I think it was on TV on Friday night. And what you call it? I missed that. And the Doctor Who tonight. I haven't seen that. Bleed, Tam, Gary, Brian, Dave, Joanne, Tokla, Bryn, Insane, Red Green, Cat, Captain Bipto. I like that one. Yes, Mel is looking a little bit knackered at the moment and sounding a little bit horsey and a little bit sniffed up. It's been the open weekend at the studios. Yeah, which means I've been in my studio from sort of like, well, Saturday it was 9 till about 7, and then Sunday it was 12 till, well, 12:15. I didn't get in until 12 till 6. But I've had that many humans through the I've spoken too much. I think I picked up the lurgy, which is not a good thing. But I did exhibit High Peak Pass. Oh, so I'm quite pleased about that. Hung next to my fellow artists' work, including a car door. The railway modelling show was good. Mel's here, woohoo! Jodie Whittaker nailed it on Doctor Who this afternoon. I'm interested to see how that pans out. I mean, we've had a female Doctor before. I mean, to be perfectly honest, yeah, when they said it was going to be a female Doctor, I wanted Dr. Donna. You know, it's Dr. Donna. So I'm interested to see how that pans out. Hey Mal, how long did it take you to make the modular trenches? It's really difficult when people ask me questions like that because it wasn't just a straight build. Because it was filmed and photographed and stuff like that, it sort of skews the time a bit. I suppose the trenches, I don't know, a couple of weeks? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because it throws all the time out, because you've got the sort of the pre-filming prep and the post-filming prep, and then you've got the actual work on the trenches. You know what I mean? And it really does throw the timings out. I mean, when you film something, when you're making terrain, you pretty much, even though the film may only be 30 minutes and the project may be 40 hours, yeah, filming it can easily, you know, increase like the workload and the time by 50 to 100% on a project. So it really throws that. I struggle with working out how long did it take to do that. Great job on your foreground project. To look like you had fun with it. I did. Doing well on Instagram. It was trending in Stoke. The Master became female. Yeah, Misty. She was great. What a character. What's in your pants? Doom. Status on JC's laptop and your studio laptop. Don't know. I haven't spoken to him this week. I spent the week pretty much on full board finishing off the studio. Finish off the build. Pattern would have been High Peak Pass by now, so therefore I assume the rest of us get it Tuesday. Tuesday is Tuesday's pre-shading MDF kits. I worked it out last night upstairs. You know, as you do in bed. You know, this is what I get up to at night. Yes, we sit there, Kerry will quite happily watch TV, and I'll sit with post-it notes working out my video schedule. But essentially, you've got these got to go up on Patreon. But Icy Roads, the final High Peak Pass update, the the deep snow, and then snowing up buildings, and that's all the High Peak Pass ones done. What's that? Where's it come from? No idea. Black marks on my hand. And then that'll take us essentially into the last Tuesday and Thursday of the month, which should be the Halloween stuff, which I'm doing this week coming. Oh, did it? Mel, do you watch Game of Thrones? I do. I do. Is it coming round again yet? It's been a while. Tom Baker used to watch the kids with my dad. Started watching the kids with. I used to watch Doctor Who when I was younger. Yeah, wasn't really into it as much as when they re-released it. Some of them were a bit naff with the re-releases. Some of them really good. Matt Smith, loved him. David Tennant, brilliant Doctor. The first one they had, what was his name? He wasn't brilliant. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Do you watch Man in High Castle? I started to watch that a while ago, but couldn't get into it. Don't like ice stuff, Mel. Fall and slip over. You won't slip on my stuff. Oh. Right. Game of Thrones normally debuts in April on near my birthday. This year they have had to push it back as they need to film in winter. Winter is coming. Eccleston. I can't spell Christopher Eccleston either. No, I mean, I don't remember the earlier Doctors that much because I didn't engage with it. You know, I'm definitely one of those. I mean, I was young enough and I remember watching the black and white films as a kid. You know, but I didn't really engage with it until it came back as a new series. Winter is here. That's what I put on my that's what I put on my Facebook post. Right, I don't know if we've had any questions of yet. 2. Right, throw those over there. We'll grab some in a minute. So yeah, interesting week. I've been really busy with finishing off High Peak Pass and prepping. Obviously, I'm due to hit the 100k mark soon, so you know there's stuff I need to sort for that, for the giveaway and that sort of stuff, and that's coming together nicely. Yeah, High Peak Pass is finished. I've managed to resort my studio. I had a bit of a blitz and sort things out, so I've got a bit more space so I can work. Yeah, and my tool rack and that sort of stuff. And then mainly it's been video prep. Yeah, I've got a lot of videos to do over this coming month. I want to start going to the stage where I'm releasing videos now every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, instead of just every Tuesday. So, fingers crossed, I can keep that up. Right. Epic Dungeon, hello. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? I'll be honest with you guys, I'm feeling drained. It's been a long day. I mean, unfortunately for the studios, we had a couple of problems. One of it, the advertising just wasn't put down right. You know what I mean? Between the artists in the studios and and you know the organisations that oversee the whole project and that sort of for an hour. Yeah, I counted yesterday when I was in 12 till 6. Yeah, and in my in my corridor, well, in my room, I had 11 people across the entire day. I mean, normally I'd have 20 to 30 in an hour, easily. Who's kidnapped Mel? He's gone? Where? What? Alright, what's going on? Right, let's see. Are we having technical problems, people? Alright, according to this, it's all good here. Sound?
He's gone. Wow.
Sound's working here. Right, it's just a YouTube glitch, guys. Everything's fine my side. Right, just simples. It does happen occasionally with the old YouTube, but everything's fine here, so we'll just crack on. So yeah, normally I'd have 20 to 30 people in an hour in my studio. Yeah, I had 11 across the entire day. And then Sunday, I had even less. I think I had about 7. Yeah, which is pretty poor, to be truthful. You know what I mean? So they were long days this weekend. You know, time drags because one, the studios, when we have our open studios, what you've got to do is you've got to actually open the door to your studio, and everyone props open the doors. Now the problem is Spodeworks is freezing, so your studios are cold as well, and there's no point trying to warm them up because the heat will just disappear into the corridor. And so, you know, that was bad. And then obviously we've got 43 studios in our building, you know, all artists of different types. Now only 4 of them are empty and waiting for artists. Yeah, so that leaves 39. And then on the open days, yeah, we had 17 of the studios open, which meant we had what? How many? 17 off 39, 22? 22 studios shut, artists who couldn't be bothered to come in. Yeah, and it's part of our contract for having the studios. We get a discounted studio rate, yeah, from this arts charity. Yeah, on the basis that, you know, a couple of times a year we open up our studios to the community. Yeah, and so shocking. It's been a long day and it's been tiring. You know, why is it that that you're more tired when you're not doing stuff? Does that make any sense? I mean, if I can go into the studio and say, okay, Friday, yeah, I was in the studio by what, 10 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, after the school run and that sort of stuff. Then I was working on High Peak Pass, finishing it till 11:30 at night, so 13 and a half hours. And I know I came home and I was tired when I came home, but I feel more tired now than I actually did when, you know, I did 13 hours. I've done 6 hours today and I've just pottered around. Oh yeah, 100% if you're not active doing stuff, I get super tired. It's mental tiredness. Yeah, just that, come on, just get it done. Sound is good and Mel is nowhere to be seen. Well, I know I'm there and on mine it's looking absolutely fine, so I don't know what's going on Insane. No one else is screaming at me. Give it a refresh. And I'm going through coffee like it's no business. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing weekend with regards to the open day. I did manage, like I say, to get my my High Peak Pass done. Most of you have probably seen it by now. Save on the desktop. Let's see if we can pop this into here. Let me just pop this in here. Image. Click that. Yeah. Desktop. It isn't even there. Right. I've no idea where I've just put that. Forget that. See, my brain is not working today. I don't know how good of a question and answer session this is going to be, guys. On the simple basis, my brain is fried. How do you make your dioramas? Dude, tutorials on the channel, mate. Yeah, hundreds of them. That's how I make them. Mel, mate, if you need an early one, please say, buddy. No, watch it. I mean, I won't go sleep. I'll be honest with you. I got back from the studio. I got back about 6:30, and I had a bit of a daddy nap on the sofa for an hour and a half anyway. Yeah. What you call it? Number 17 on trending in YouTube. What? Oh. You know it feels good to be back at work. We worked overtime for 2 weeks. I do enjoy getting stuck in on a terrain project. I really, yeah. Now, if any of you guys are interested in what High Peak Pass looked like, check out the Instagram link just there. And yes, I'm on Instagram. Don't get yourself sick, Mel, if you need to. No, look, guys, I'm all right. Even if we could just go for an hour or something like that. You know, I'm awake. I might need a couple of minutes just to go in there, get a coffee and, like, you know, the caffeine and the sugar. Yeah, but I don't like letting you guys down, especially on the live shows, because I know quite a lot of you, like, you know, you adjust your schedule to be here. So if I'm standing and I can do a live show and it's of some benefit, I will, guys, you know. Oh, you like it? Bro, you inspired me to make dioramas. Coolio, bud. Make sure you post them on the terrainiacs group. The terrainiacs link is down below in the description. I thought my eye had sagged. I wondered if I had a stroke then. Yeah, I was quite chuffed. Did you know? Yeah, I was posting High Peak Pass. And you know how Instagram does that location? I was supposed to put Spodeworks, and I entered it as Stoke-on-Trent, and I ended up trending as one of the top pictures in my city. So it's like, basically, it's loads of it's loads of mainly girls on Instagram in the location Stoke-on-Trent and motorbikes, and then right at the top, a snowy castle. Now I've noticed something, yeah, and you'll have to. There's quite a few female artists on Instagram, yeah, and they've got a ridiculous following, but I think I've nailed it down, yeah, as to why they've got such a strong following. And they sort of adapt this artistic Instagram pose. Now, I need your feedback here, and I need you to let me know whether you think this pose will work for me with, you know, developing my artistic following on Instagram. So, I've noticed, yeah, that, let me just move that up a little bit, that when they're painting, yeah, they adopt this sort of painting style. Now, do you think that'll work for me? That's the question. Hey, Jez. Oh, Jez, let's not go back to the open day. Wasn't a good one, mate. Nothing bad, it just a bit of a wet fish. I talked about it probably 10 minutes before you came in if you want to skip back later and sort of catch the whole palaver. I've been thinking about getting the new Battle of Palinar Hills set from DW. I haven't seen it. I'm a little intimidated by making Lord of the Rings terrain. I can understand why. Yeah. And Lord of the Rings was a defining moment for Games Workshop. I mean, I followed the style of terrain and you know, I've always been more, I'm not going to say more interested in terrain than the models, yeah, because, you know, I'm from wargaming roots, but I've always been very conscious of the terrain. And I remember when Lords of the Rings came out, and we saw a massive dynamic switch in the quality of the terrain from Games Workshop. It went from the sort of stylized wargame terrain up to very realistic, like that. And I can understand why it puts people off, because it is seen as a step up. Kez won't let me pose like that on Instagram. If only you wear the padded cycling shorts. If you wear a miniskirt, that pose might work. I think they dangle below the hemlines. I feel wrong seeing that, Mal. Not fun, wrong. Where's the bleach? It scared me for life. one of my friends at the what you call it, I was talking to Emma, you know, because, you know, we have a bit of a banter between the other artists at the studio, because it's much like when you see your workmates. I mean, we're all like sort of, you could sort of say we're all sort of like self-employed in some sort of artistic endeavour, yeah, in some way or other, or most of us, yeah. But Emma, yeah, she's Emma Bailey Ceramics. She's a ceramicist and she does throwing, yeah. And I was talking with her about, you know, what I'd noticed, like, you know, female artists, the poses that they do in what you call it when they're working. And she was telling me about the ceramic side, and it seems that it's not just like, you know, girl artists who do fine art, you know, the painting, drawing, that sort of stuff. Yeah, she was telling about the ceramicists, and it's like she says, you'll always take a look at the shot they take when they're throwing, because what ceramicists do is obviously they'll have a ceramic, you know, a pottery wheel, yeah, and you sort of sit and straddle the wheel, yeah, and you lean over it like this, and she says, yeah, she says, I hate the ones who wear short skirts and skimpy tops, yeah, because they get loads of likes, and you see Emma. Yeah, and Emma's got her blue overalls on up to here. You know, she's got like her head is this sort of like really girly, girl guidey sort of look. And then she's got a boiler suit, yeah, which is just covered in mess, yeah, from like the neck down. It was around then that proper earthy basis became the thing instead of luminous grief flock. Yeah, Tiberius, it was. There was a real switch. It was also a switch in the colours and that sort of stuff, because we went from the garishness of 40k and fantasy, which it was around that 3rd edition time. And 3rd edition was very vibrant, you know, very vibrant. Very. Especially orcs. Talk about clashing. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't so much clashing of combat, it was clashing of colours. But the actual painting style when Lord of the Rings came along upped in realism, and they went for far more realistic colours and styles and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, they had to up their standard to sort of to please the cinema studio, the film studio, whichever one it was. Bought a hot wire rig last week. Haven't used it yet. Get it on. Right. Let's have a look at some questions. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. Here's me sniffing. Right. Just give me 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, just go fill my mug and blow my nose. Yeah? In the meantime, if you've got any terrain questions, and I've only got 3, so if you have, throw them on the comments so we've got a few to work through. Yeah, and we'll work through some questions, because we're just rambling now. We've reached question time. Can you hear me? I'm like, God. Right. Let me get my power juice. I'll be back in 2-3 minutes, guys. There we go. There we are, guys. Right. Oh no, 1 second. Willow got annoyed that there weren't any cookies in the biscuit jar, so she made some just off her own back. She's a wonderful little girl, that is. Right. You can tell I've had a bit of caffeine, can't you? Okay. We've got about 5 questions in so far. Okay. Any questions? Throw onto the Google Doc, guys. Remember, you don't need to be logged in. The link is down below in the description. And if you do enjoy the stream and the channel and all my stuff helps you and all that sort of stuff, there's links down there to the PayPal and to the Streamlabs for the on-screen announcement. You can send me a little tip that way. I'm not doing any major fundraising on my live shows at the minute. Not until I've managed to sort with Jason, got the, you know, the streaming PC that in the studio sorted. Yeah, because you guys had my back on that. We've been a bit tardy on that, sorting that, which isn't right, and so I don't feel right sort of pushing for targets and all that sort of stuff. But if you do appreciate the show, I appreciate the tip, guys. Right. Grimlock Steve wants cookies. They're the best. Okay. Let's do some questions, shall we? Yes. Right. Tony's asking, Anthony. I went to Lidl earlier and managed to get a roll of radiator reflector foil. Do you have any ideas on what I can use it for terrain-wise? Radiator reflector foil, that's the padded stuff, isn't it? Am I right on that? This is where we find out how long the lag is. Orange and chocolate chip cookies. Ooh, they sound nice. I like that. I'm not sure what radiator reflector roll is. Mel is a cookie monster. I certainly am. I love my cookies. Later in the day. I'll have to come back to the radiator reflector roll, because I don't exactly know what it is. I think I do. I can't think of any use for terrain for it though. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, padded slightly, silver on one side. I mean, other than perhaps a resting mat for when you're making terrain or something like that, that's all I could really think that you would use something like that for. Good choice, plastic. Right. Right, next question. Let's move on. I honestly cannot think what you would use a radiator reflector roll for in terrain making. Even as even as a tool, or no. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Right. Les is asking, come on and tell us the structure of your Burma bolt action armies. Are you building both sides? Well, I'm building Chindits, and technically Corbin is building Japanese. But I don't like to pressurize the kids into doing hobbies, so he picks them up as and when he's sort of in the mood. Yeah. With regards to the build of my armies, I just pretty much went for one of everything at the minute. Terrain oven? Yeah, I suppose you could do it with a light or something like that for a quick drying terrain. For miniature radiators done random. Yep, that's what you'll do it for. So yeah, with my bolt action stuff, I've just basically picked up sort of like one or two of everything. Yeah, I think more likely because I only play small games. I don't play big games, and so I've never really. And I'm not into min-maxing with units. A couple of troops and then loads of tanks and stuff like that. It's never been my style. Red Green saying, did someone say, hey, that's wargaming stuff? Very few people recognise my stuff coming into the studio, to be truthful. Very few people indeed. It's kind of sort of weird explaining what I do. You know, there's one thing saying, well, I'm sort of a model maker. Right, okay. But I teach it on YouTube. What? Because they're all old dears. Well. Right. So, Epic Dungeon Tiles is asking, do you have a favourite resin epoxy glue when creating rivers, lakes and puddles? I can't say I have a favourite, okay, because there's plenty of them out there. I haven't used enough to say this is my favourite. But I've used a couple. I've used Envirotex, yeah, and I've used Glasscast. And I like Glasscast. I really like Glasscast. Yeah, but like I say, I can't say it's the best or anything like that above the others because I haven't tried the other stuff. But that's my go-to resin. I should be doing some more work with that this month. Well, I'm still trying to work out the ocean colours. Yeah, High Peak Pass sort of overtook that project. Yeah, because terrain labs take a long time. They go on over a long period. And so I need to jump back on with that with Fred and do ocean colours. But I've been... oh, God. I've been learning about colour, you know, and so I can figure out the terrain lab. Mel's been studying. Always learning. Right, very quickly, I need to check PayPal just in case anyone's done a direct and I haven't had an on-screen announcement. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Anything? No. Yesterday that was. Right, that's good. Oh, well, it's not good, but you know what I mean. What biscuits you eating? Oh, cookies the little girl made. Guess I should have phrased it as you go to. As my go-to. Yeah, I suppose you could... my go-to resin, but I mean, I'm slightly biased towards Glasscast, and the reason being is it's more logistical than anything else. The place where they make it, it's like 5 minutes from my house. I pass it, yeah, on the way on the school run in the morning, and because I do videos and stuff like that, they give me free product, and so what do you call it? Essentially, it's a real easy pickup for me. I mean, it's a good resin, don't get me wrong, that's why I like it, and I don't order Envirotex and that sort of stuff. And they've only just started giving me free product, you know. For a long time I just went in and bought it and they had no idea who I was. Yeah, but after I used it for my ocean not my ocean board, my Fable Realms map, yeah, it sort of like, it took off a bit, if you know what I mean, and they sort of figured out who's me. Where's Ozzy? He's there, right there. He's well asleep as our Oz. Here you go. Look at the poor bugger. He's had a long weekend doing nothing, haven't you, Oz? Oz, come here. Come on, come here. Chocolate chip, you're not having that. I'll have that. Hello, come on, up here. Up here. Hello, Dad. I love cookie. Right, go lie down. Don't look at the rest of my cookie. Go lie down. He deserved a bit of cookie, didn't he? Right. Epic Dungeon Tiles is following up with the resin question. I've used Woodland Scenic stuff, but it cracks every single time. Right, I'm assuming you're talking about the acrylic there. Yeah? Acrylic would... Really? You're going to look at me like that? Really? This is what I've got now. Really? You go... You know when dogs do that Ghostbusters look? You know the big like monster dogs out of the first Ghostbusters with the droopy hat, with the you know what I mean, that look. It's got it down to a T. Oh. Oh. So anyway, no. You can get resin and you can get, what you call it, you can get acrylic. Now the difference is the resin doesn't lose its volume because it hardens through a chemical reaction of mixing the two parts, the epoxy. Epoxy means two parts, yeah, essentially. Whereas the acrylic, it's essentially air drying, i.e. it has to evaporate, the moisture content has to evaporate, leaving the plastic binder, the acrylic, okay, to be the water effects. The problem is that reduces volume, and what you'll get is you'll get very tiny cracks at the edges when that happens. The best way to do it is to minimize your pour. The deeper you pour, the more water volume has to leave it for it to cure, and the further it goes down, shrinks, yeah, meaning that it cracks away from itself. To be perfectly honest, I've pretty much moved on completely from using acrylic water effects, because I've always had similar problems, even with simple pours, yeah, and even what the finish on them, I'm not 100% happy with. And this isn't Woodland Scenics, this is Vallejo, this is Games Workshop, this is everyone else. The basic idea of using an acrylic water effect. Now, I'm not saying that I discount them completely, yeah. I think things like puddles and mud and stuff like that, it works well with, because the volume you're actually using in that situation is far, far less than the actual than if you're doing a water feature. You get this cracking issue mainly where you get this water where it's larger water features and a lot of volume, and so yeah, I don't really use acrylic stuff anymore. Montgomery, what would be good scatter terrain ideas for the Western Desert around Alamein? To be truthful, there's not much scatter or cover in that environment. They had trench lines at Alamein, didn't they? Because they were defending Alamein, the coast, weren't they? Hello, boy.
Hello.
How are you, Corbin Bourbon?
Good.
Why are you walking like that?
I don't know.
Oh, lad. Right. So yeah, go on then, guys. Come on, let's brainstorm this. Good scatter terrain ideas for Western Desert around Alamein. Have you heard of Alamein?
No.
North African, mate. There's an area there where there was a large tank battle.
Okay.
Back in the in World War II. Brown vehicles would work for deserts. Craters. Get craters where you get artillery. Was there much artillery action at Alamein? You don't tend to get craters from tank shells. You tend to get craters from high explosives, not armor piercing.
Dad,
Yeah.
those old, like, cannonballs stuck in the sand, aren't you?
Sand, lots of sands, Rex tanks, sand dunes, yeah. Sandstone pylons. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You could do half-buried tanks under some sand dunes. Hello. Alamein, barbed wire trenches, weapon pits, thorn bushes. Yeah, thorn bushes. Bronze Age buildings. Actually, yeah, they would with African adobe. Rusted vehicles left behind. Depends who's firing them. Dan. Yes to the artillery. So there was artillery. So craters would work. Scorched earth would work. Minefields. Some very small ruined huts. Maybe a well. Yeah. Only the British tanks didn't carry HA. 25 powders fire like howitzers. Yeah. rock outcrops, low mud walls, odd water wells. They're all good features. I might start writing these down. Oh. Ancient ruins, such as columns that are half buried. Palm trees. Dead Africans, dead troops. We always sort of sanitize our tables a little bit like that. I had this conversation about Dreadlun, about my D-Day board, and he always sort of said, Dread always said that if he did a D-Day board, you know, there'd be squished bodies on the beach. You know, the oceans would be red. It'd be realistic. And he'd be like, I know that's what it was like, you know what I mean? But we do sort of sanitize our war games. A waddy, yeah. Big masculine Scotsman. Strafing from aircraft. Just having a scan of some sand. You're right, it's just sand. Right, what are you doing? Right, you got... Have you just a wrap? And you, right, come on.
Love you, Dad.
Love you too, darling.
Didn't want to spill the milk on your head.
No, thank you.
Sometimes I do.
Have you seen this? Yeah? He's got a name tag, haven't you?
Yeah.
It says bourbon. It's a biscuit. Which is about right for you, isn't it? Because you love your bourbons like you love your cake. Put 'em back. Thinks I'm stupid. Thinks I'm stupid. Comes down wearing his coat from upstairs. The only reason he's wearing his coat is because he wants pockets. Big pockets. Because Corbin likes his bourbons, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Put 'em back.
I
I don't want to have to fight you on YouTube again to check your pockets. So do me a favour.
Yeah.
When you come back and go upstairs, leave your coat down here. Don't take it to the bedroom. Oh. I have a board game of Abraham and Israeli war that uses sand as cover. What, you sprinkle sand down, or small oasis would look great. Add a real bit of colour with some water in it, maybe one of those wooden water lifts. Mm. Love you, son. Any biscuits you've managed to sneak upstairs? Really? Corbin, bring them back now, please. Don't argue with me, don't mess around. Bring the packet back. One.
Oh, so close.
So close, son. What's up? Did they drop out your pyjama bottoms? Where? How are you holding them in your pyjama? Oh, your ankle. Good night, God bless, son. Love you.
I need some food.
No. Corbin, I'm live on YouTube, mate. Good night. God bless. You're busted to... No.
I wanted a drink.
Bed.
I wanted a drink.
I'll bring you one up after my show. Don't worry, you'll still be able... Actually, do me a favour. Go take the tech out your room as well. No. You're not reloading with more biscuits.
There's
Please.
nothing left.
I've got a live show to do. Come on. Yes, there's nothing left. Cause
I'm bloody thirsty. You want me to get a drink?
I'm Dad. I'll bring you one in and watch quick. Evil. That lad, that Corbin does love his bourbons. You've got to admire his persistence, haven't you? Send the sniffer dog in. No, he splits the biscuits with Oz, so Oz is honest. Don't you look at the packet. You can stop banging your tail right now. You're not having chocolate biscuits. No chance. I think we've done quite well for Watch Up for the Desert. There's loads of suggestions there. Teenage boys, indeed, indeed. I wonder what he did have in his pockets. Nothing. He was just trying to sneak one packet to bed. He takes after his father. Reese, it's your bedtime as well. Good night, God bless, lad. Right. Next question. Well, I've got 2 more to go. And we're coming up on, I'm 50 minutes in. I'm okay at the minute. Coffee's running out. We'll see how we go, yeah? Okay, I want to make some stadium setting for Gaslands board. What would be some techniques, or what would you suggest on how to start? It depends on the sort of stadiums you want to make. I mean, Gaslands is an apocalyptic setting, post-apocalyptic, isn't it? It's also relevant. What scale? 20 mil? Did we work it out? I'd probably be look at doing most of the construction out of 3 mil EPVC, the main solid bits, because you can put them together, use super glue, and then what I do is I dress that. Yeah, so for your sitting in your stands and that sort of stuff, I'd probably look at using things like cocktail stirrers. Yeah, coffee stirrers, not cocktail stirrers. It's cocktail sticks and coffee stirrers. Yeah, coffee stirrers. Or things like corrugated cardboard. Yeah, and just basically patchwork the outside and then lay your seating and that sort of stuff. Really depends on how big you want it. You know what I mean? Montgomery, thanks for the help, Mel. I've got a pretty solid list. Nice one, buddy. Yeah, arty craters should be fun. Nice one, dude. Right, latest Dave. Latest Reese. So yeah, that's how I'd approach that. I'd avoid 5 mil foam board and stuff like that because it's 20 mil. I think that may be too chunky at 20 mil. So I'll go for 3 mil PVC. And like I say, gel super glue. Or hot glue. Pardon me. Tim Tams are like penguin bars. Ah, right, okay. They're not as good as bourbons though, are they? No. I haven't got anything for yours. Do they have the jokes? Yeah, penguin bars come with jokes on them. Bad jokes, really bad jokes. Right, Warner's End, last question. Before Mel kills over and dies from lurgy. Man, I want to pour a resin river. The banks of the river are plaster bandage coated foam. The riverbed is currently ply. How would you recommend sealing the river bank to stop the resin escaping underneath the foam? I'd go for filler. Yeah. So yeah, I'd go for filler, and what I'd do is I'd just smear a layer of filler. Yeah, wet filler just along the line where the foam meets the board, if that makes any sense. Yeah, once that's dry, you'll be able to paint it up and and pour the river with no issues whatsoever. With regards to sealing the sides, you've got a couple of options. The professional way of doing it is something called, I think it's called flash tape. It's an electrical tape, but it's like silicone. Yeah, you can get it on eBay and Amazon, but you can stick that down and the resin won't stick to it. You can peel it off completely smooth. Yeah. The other option is sellotape, and after that you're looking at something like plasticard, but you want something along those sort of plasticky nature for your barriers. Don't use anything that the resin can soak into, or you're gonna have a nightmare time. Yeah, because trying to get it off. When you do put your barrier up, a good tip is before you do your resin pour, mix a tiny little bit of resin, yeah, and then just with a brush around all the gaps where the barrier meets the actual river piece, and seal it with a thin coat. A thin coat will dry in, 15-20 minutes, or dry enough for you to be able to pour. Okay, because that's all you need it to do, just seal it until you pour. And then at that stage you can sort of mix up your main resin and pour it in. So yeah, that's how I'd handle sealing it and then moving up to the resin pour. Oh, everyone's talking about cakes and Tim Tams. I have no idea what a Tim Tam is, but it sounds like a penguin bar. No worries, Cat. No worries at all. You join us if you can, and if Jace can't be here because he's got a lot on, I'll go old school. Mal will run it. Mal's got no moderators for 3 weeks. When the cat's away. When the cat's away. Any tips on something to make a Gundam diorama? It's a bit of a weird question because what you really need to decide is what are you going to make as your diorama? That's how, you know, I mean, making a Gundam diorama, space planet, jungle, lava, underwater, quantum universe. Without knowing what you want to build, it's difficult to give you tips, mate. And you may be asking, what about general tips on Gundam? I can't really answer those because I've only seen a few pictures. The robots, they're about that big, aren't they? Right. Oh, we've had a sneaky another question. The rats will play. Industrial. Right. I go and have a look at the urban playlist, mate. There's quite a lot of good tips in there for what you call it, for that sort of stuff. But industrial is probably one of the harder ones of modelling to do because it just requires so many intricate bits. Right. Right, final question on the, what you call it? On the questions. Question. See, it's been a long day for Mal, can't you? The questions. Oh. Want to finish my 3x4 diorama I might send into the next terrainiacs showcase. It's just not the ones after. What would you recommend to get a glittery effect you see on snow during winter time using Wargames materials? Also, are you not considered not copywriting those terrainiacs showcase builds because of Article 13? Many thanks. Article 13 isn't retrospective, I don't think. Yeah, but if it looks like there's any issues with what you call it, the terrainiacs, because they're the only videos where I have user submitted content. Yeah, so if it looks, when it comes through, it's January that it's getting ratified by the European Council, and we'll start to know what the actual, when it's ratified, what they have to do before they can ratify it is they have to put in a general sort of, right, this is what it means practical wise, because obviously they've got to send this information out to loads of organisations. Yeah. I mean, they've got oh, excuse me. Oh. Oh, no, when it's ratified in January with Article 13 by the European Council, yeah, then it has to be implemented at that point. So, over the next sort of couple of months, we're going to get the pre-implementation. Yeah, they'll ratify it when it's ready to roll out, as I understand it. And then we'll know the actual, the guidance that comes out, because they'll have to release guidance to make sure everyone can comply. I mean, I think it's really dodgy that basically the EU is going to have an internet filter that every website is going to have to install into their upload system. Yeah, as like a middleman. And you've got no control, no right of appeal or anything like that over it, as I understand it at the minute. Yeah, but when it comes around to January, I think the terrainiacs showcases, unless they sort of turn around and sort of say, right, you know, we're not going to make it backward compatible, they'll be fine. Moving forward, I don't know until we get it done, but we'll just have to see. Like I say, this is one of the issues, one of the iffy things about about this whole internet malarkey. The fact that laws can change, you don't know if you're doing the right thing, the wrong thing, and all that sort of stuff. So Article 13, we'll just see how it goes over Christmas. Yeah, and if I have to pull, I think there's about 5 shows, yeah, I'll just pull them up, you know, I'll just make them private. I mean, luckily, I've never used I've always had the full copyright on pretty much every other video I've done. So I don't think, you know, if I do have to go back and sort of retrospectively deal with things, copyright issues in the past by taking videos down, that's the only ones I'm going to have to take down, to be honest. So I'm quite happy with that. Now, with regards to your question with regards to winter time and how to get a little bit of a shine, you've got a couple of options here. Okay, my favourite one is satin varnish. So seal your snow as normal, yeah, and then just give it a light blast with a satin varnish, and that will give you your glittery effects. I've seen people mixing things like iridescent medium, yeah, but I don't think it works because that's pearlescent rather than glittery. You can mix in like glittery, like silver pearlescent you can get, okay. I don't think that's even not pearlescent, iridescent, yeah. And so, yeah, just on Leslie, boring, leave the politics. Yeah, I know, I don't normally bring that sort of stuff up, but it's one of these things that, it's something that directly affects the channel, so we've got to deal with it, unfortunately. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, when it comes to the glittering, my personal favourite is satin varnish. Yeah, you can give it a quick blast after it's all sealed, and it will give it a lovely glittery effect. Yeah, the other one is this iridescent sort of silver stuff. Yeah, and I've seen people put that in a wash, yeah, with a little bit of PVA and use that to seal, and that will give the shiny sort of effect. It's a bit challenging, yeah. My satin varnish one I've seen done in real life by me. Yeah, I've never actually done the iridescent one, so I've seen videos, but you can never be 100% sure with things like light effects when it comes to videos, because light effects on video and light effects in real life are very different. If I see some in the shop when I'm going and I'm just wandering around and I go into an art shop or something, I might pick some up, you know what I mean, and just have a place so I can see what it's like in real life. But my personal recommendation, satin varnish. Don't go for gloss. Gloss is too heavy, yeah, but satin works well. Right, so as I was talking, everyone was going on about politics and EU and all that sort of stuff. Like, you know, we typically like to leave that stuff at the door, guys. Yeah, I mean, we all agree on this. Our terrainiacs community is very diverse and very wide, and it goes from the left to the right, and it goes up and down and in and out and all sorts of ways, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Hobbyists come in all shapes, sizes, and we're all wonderful creatures. But we normally leave the politics at the door, but occasionally we do have to bring it in. I don't like bringing it in, to be perfectly honest. And like I say, Article 13 doesn't majorly affect me. In fact, I'm tempted at the minute, after the live show, just very quickly nipping in to watch my videos, just take those terrainiac showcases down, and then I can just call it a day. You know, and then Article 13 isn't going to touch me or even affect me, and then we don't even have to talk about it. Gloss is good for wet things. I'd agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, and generally the comments are like, yeah, politics, but I think everyone appreciates because 13 did affect me. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm just going to knock this on the head. After this show, I'll take the terrainiac showcase down. I'm not saying I'm canning the idea of the series completely, yeah. I just need to have a look at when things change, yeah. What's the lay of the land and how can I do it easily and still make sure, you know, I'm legal and compliant. I mean, one of my videos got reported to the Advertising Standards Authority, yeah, Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. Someone reported the Hotwire scroll table, yeah, to the UK sort of governmental advert watchdog. And so, luckily, yeah, Mel was a smart boy. Do you remember there's an old channel, yeah, Temps, Brian, what's it called, Templars Crusade. Yeah, he's a mate of mine, and back years ago, he went through real problems with loads of people, sort of, well, one individual reporting lots of his videos. And so, he had this thing with the Advertising Standards Authority, and we were hanging and we were Skyping at the time. yeah, when it was going on. So off the back of him, I always went away and made sure that I'd learnt the regs up front. And the regs are pretty simple, you know. It's an advert if the person who's sort of supplying the goods has editorial control, pays you for it, or you get an affiliate cut. Yeah, if any of those three things are sort of there, it's actually an advert by UK regs. Now, none of those things are apply to me. Yeah, people who send products into me, they don't get editorial control. I don't get any money from the company. All I get is the product for review, and that's perfectly fine under regulations. Yeah, and and I never use affiliate links. Now, the irony is, affiliate links was one of the jobs that I sort of needed to look into, but I'm really glad I never got round to it, because I didn't know about the affiliate links. That was something they added after Brian, and so I dodged a bullet there, big style. But if the video had been classed as an advert, I'd be looking at about £30,000 fine. Yeah, so you got to be careful around these regulation things, because not just is it a matter that there's the regulations, you know, there's also people who are out there trying to actively catch you up and report you. You know what I mean? Someone has actually taken the time to report one of my videos. So we'll see how that pans out. But on the plus side, I am 100% fine. I rang them up. I chatted with the guy who dealt with my case. I explained how I do things, and I've always done it the same way. And he says I'm absolutely fine. I'm not even close to being an advert. But did you know that if I had my own product line, yeah, I have to declare that any video I do where I use my own product line in it, I have to declare that as an advert. Whether I'm pushing the product, whether there's a link to the product or whatever, if it's my own product line, yeah, and I'm pushing it, it's an advert. Yeah, so for example, yeah, if I do t-shirts, and at the start of my video, there's a lot of YouTubers do this video is brought to you by the such and such t-shirts. Matriculations! Yeah, a good old Shad. Cracking channel, and I do support him on Patreon. Yeah, that's how much I love Shad. In a castle way, you know what I mean? I like his castle videos, and it's a good channel. Go Shadiversity. Yeah, go check him out on YouTube. Really good channel. Are you guys electing a new moderator to look over me? Yeah? Really? You're babysitting me? But no, so if I have t-shirts in my in my videos, so and they're on Teespring, so I get a cut of that. I have to be quite clear that is an advert. You know what I mean? And I actually literally have to state that this is an advert. Yeah, even if it's just like, this video is brought to you by the Terrainiacs shirt. Just that in like a half-hour video. Yeah, I have to declare it's an advert. I have to say it's an advert in the YouTube admin system. Mod for a Minute has volunteered if I can't make it. So, yeah. Interesting times ahead. Interesting times ahead. Right, I have done all my questions. Oh, Jazz, say something, mate. I need to check something. Mel, I'll send you a nail gun. Not a new moderator, a new benevolent dictator of the world. Currently, we're now considering applications from Jez. Please do t-shirts and mugs. I need good terrain making mug. I need to get round to it. Yeah, but like I say, I need to double check on the regs and that sort of stuff to make sure I'm 100% compliant before we do. Jez, say something. I need to check something. Type in chat, Jez. Back the Trainiac videos up on Google Docs. I back them up on various things, to be truthful. There you are. Jez has been given the power, so Cat can watch clip. Cat can go away and Jez can make sure I don't play. I'm starting to get my models now. Nice. So yeah, that's basically... It's been an interesting week for Mel. Excuse me. Right. I think we are, what? We're a quarter past now. And I am wearing a bit thin, guys, to be perfectly on it. Damn it, I'm a moderator. I can't be trusted with this power. Tough luck, Jez. Don't worry. Do you know what'll happen? All the regular crowd is slowly going to get whatchamacallit, sort of, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll make him a moderator. He's been around for donkey's ages. Make him a moderator. One day someone's going to come into the live chat and pretty much the entire chat is going to be moderators. It'll be like, there'll be more moderators than people to moderate. They're called buckets. Right, guys, Mel is suffering. Yeah, and I feel like I'm just about to have a coughing fit, so I don't want to end the show like that. Yeah, so I am going to call it for tonight. Listen, guys, thanks for a cracking show. I don't think we've got any whatchamacallit. Let me just very quickly, in case anyone's done a PayPal. I don't think they have, but no, they haven't. We're fine. I'm not missing anyone. I'm not missing any shout-outs. That's the main thing. Right. Right, just to let you know what you've got coming. You have Tuesday, you have pre-shading MDF kits. You'll like that. Yeah, and then you have Icy Roads on Thursday, guys. And I will see you Sunday night. Yeah, 9 o'clock UK time for the Sunday night. And hopefully I will have shaken this lurgy and actually had a more relaxing weekend, so I'm a little bit more alert. I'll catch you later, folks. All the best, yeah? Ta-da! Right, oh yeah, end stream, there's the button. Laters, guys.